hang on. OBS is not sending anything through. Oh yeah, I got the wrong thing.
So I guess I should keep your stream muted so I don't hear an echo. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
And that's the thing. It might be weird for you to talk because there'll be a delay on the stream. So it might be better.
Okay.
Yeah, it might be better if you're like just listening.
Yeah, sure, no worries.
Listening. Oh shit, my Quake is all stretched out because I've just got this new resolution. I just got to fix this. It won't take a sec. Just got to resize everything. All right. Now, we're live. Okay, so we've got blindcant versus Mr. Miyagi from Duel Mania, I guess last week on dm4. So let's just do a quick rundown of this demo. And what the hell did this there? All right. 3, 2, 1. So one critical thing there is just for a split second you are moved forward, and so it delayed you coming out of red armor like just that tiny bit. You've got to be really important to not be holding a direction key or anything like that when you spawn, so that you can get out as quick as possible. Because if they spawn yellow entrance and they drop down and get LG, that little time difference is enough for them to get the first kill or not.
Yeah, wow.
That was unlucky that he got past there, but it doesn't matter because you got him trapped in red. In mega. Just keep a strong stream of spam coming. This is where I like to bring out the nail gun. We'll just stop them dead as they're trying to come out. But the main thing is, if you want to be 100% sure that they aren't going to get out, we know that he doesn't have LG. You just stand directly opposite the exit and just LG him. You've got enough cells to stop him dead. I like to move around and hit them with rockets and everything as they come out. But the only surefire way is to be standing directly opposite the entrance and stop them with LG.
So still on like the LG platform, or
Yeah.
go drop down? Yeah, okay.
No. So basically, you look in between on the screen now, LG and green.
Yep.
And so he's sort of what he probably would have done then is listen for you to pick up the cell pack going in the entrance, and that's going to get you. And then he can sneak out at that point. But if you just stand there with LG, then you can take that fight. And if they manage to hit you, you can always jump on that green and get that. But he's out now, so you've really got to reposition yourself now and get him at top tally.
Yep, makes sense.
So you still had an okay stack there. I probably would have laid down more spam, because now he's just going to come out. He's already got a green, a mega, a rocket, and now you've given up control, and he's going to come out and just take all the weapons, and you'll be in trouble now.
So I shouldn't have rocket jumped. I should have maybe got green and stayed.
No. So you just shouldn't have retreated to yellow at all.
Right. Okay.
So you didn't really have. You still had a completely a worthy stack of contesting the main room, and so I would have just repositioned, like, instead of when you rocket jumped, I would have just jumped to the quad stairs, laid down a bit of spam, then quickly teleported to the other side and laid down the spam from that side. And I actually then jump across between the two, laying down spam, just so if you just stand there at either side of the doorway, they're just going to creep out and splash you eventually. But I transitioned basically from the quad stairs to the quad platform at the bottom of those stairs to the other side, back and forth, so that they can't sort of inch out. And
they have to kind of like direct you as you
and
flying
so
by.
And you can jump from the ledge where the health pack is, out of range of the splash damage at the door, down to the quad platform, and they can't hit you at that point. And so you can then bounce, and if you take a little bit of damage, you just go through the teleporter, grab 2 health packs there, and even push into the other health pack on the yellow armor side.
Oh yeah, okay.
So always double teleport there. Just teleport, flick a grenade or a rocket. I like to do it onto the floor, onto the middle of the entrance. If it's a grenade, I'll bounce it off the wall, and that way if they're there, it will hit them. If they're at LG, you can really accurately spin 180, throw a grenade, and plant the grenade directly on the LG. You came out far enough that he was able to hit some damage on you, and he didn't take any damage.
Yeah, so I guess like I've always struggled with that double telly. Like, should I be walking in and holding back as I come back out, or is it like, do I use strafe and move back with the mouse? Like, what's the technique to do the double telly quickly?
I've actually never really thought about it, but I actually do a 180.
Right.
And I think as I start, I pop out and flick right to do the 180, and I think it's then right strafe that pulls me back into it.
Yeah, okay.
It's so muscle memory. I've been doing it for so many years. But the way that I do it is you can do it, teleport, then do it again, and like lay a couple of shots. And if they're silly enough to be standing in that doorway, you can get them with a couple of solid shots.
Yeah, okay.
So that was unlucky that he came out at that point. I probably wouldn't have predicted that he would have come out there. And he point blank rocket you, so there's not really much you could do. But he fucked up here because he dropped down to LG. Unless he rocket jumps up, you're going to be able to escape from being spawn next. Yeah,
I think that's what happens.
Yeah, he fucked up. So that sequence of jumps he made, you could hear him picking up the ammo packs. Then you could hear him make 2 jumps in sequence, which is from the inside of ammo room to the outside of ammo room, and then a jump with slightly less time between it, which is him hitting the ledge of quad ledge and then doing the next jump.
Of course, yeah.
And it sounds really weird that there's just like a tiny little bit of difference in the time between the jumps, but that is how you tell where they've gone, by the timing of the jumps. And so even though you shot in the right direction as you came out of red, he was at the tally above that.
Yeah.
So where to take the thing is, like, he could be coming out here. We don't know if he's dropped down. I can't remember if Miyagi silently drops down on dm4 or not. But where you want to, because right now the scores are equal. You don't really need to be pushing. You're in control, so you want to utilize that control, and that is by making them try to push out. But for you to do that, you need to be in the best possible position, and the best possible position is at the top of the stairs behind you. You stand 1 step down from the top and a little bit away from the wall. So if he does come out and shoot, you can just strafe left or right and go down the stairs or up. Maybe stand 2 stairs down, and you can avoid, if he's on target, you'll avoid splash altogether. And if you see him shoot one way or the other, you can avoid it. And then you just hammer him with LG at that point. At the same time, I actually like to just pre-fire that spot. But if the person's ready and standing there, then they're going to dodge it anyway. But it's a good practice, because I reckon he's going to push out here and punish you.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, he didn't, but he was there waiting. And now you've got no ammo. So you had to give up control to get that ammo. And that was just unfortunate. You accidentally fell down, but he would have been listening for that, and he's in a good spot to get out of here without taking damage. So he did that shot straight out, but he actually didn't teleport back in. But that shot was a good shot by him because it gave you quite a bit of damage. So that shot you just took there, what you do is you strafe out a little bit further to the left as you go out to pull that shot, and then you try and land the rocket halfway between the health pack and the entrance to yellow. You got to think in your head, if he was to rush to that entryway,
Yep.
if he's going to rush to that entryway, where do you do, not to hit him direct, but to stop him? Because you want to be able to go through and get that armor now. So you want to do it just to the left of where you think he's going to be. And if he's going for it, if he's going through it, it will shoot him back, and then you can safely go through the teleporter.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess like I've just preconditioned for so many years of just shooting at the spawn. Like,
yeah, it's a tricky one, and I find that I need to play a person a few times to judge how fast they are and whether or not they're gonna do it. I can teach you how to do that if you like.
Yeah, that would be good.
It's at the end of the game.
Yeah,
in that situation, you kind of couldn't push with LG only because you're too far behind him. He could just get a rocket on you. So you kind of need to set up, and sometimes rushing into ammo room, just grabbing the rockets but not the health, and just coming back out again is the best option. Yeah, that was a good sequence of rockets by you. You've avoided health, you've avoided damage, and done quite a bit of damage to him. So at this point, I'd shoot a couple at the bottom, and then you can hear him getting those the ammo packs down the bottom. So you know, and you've just shot 2 grenades through the bottom entrance. So there is a chance that he could go back up the stairs at the back. So I would shoot those 2 grenades and then push forward and plant a rocket right at the back of the stairs.
Yeah, okay.
And then instead of them being relegated to having just those 2 rooms to move around, you're essentially relegated to having 1 only, which means that you just put yourself in a better position.
So after that shot to the back of the stairs, would you suggest me to push down or to push down the stairs, or drop down and push in?
So I do a little bit. I take risks in that situation, and I will shoot a couple of grenades down, plant a rocket at the back, and then I'll even drop down and pretend I'm going to come in that entrance. And what I'll do is I'll just drop down, try and guess where he is, and shoot a splash damage, but then jump straight back to the quad ledge as if I didn't do it. So, and if you do that enough time, do that to them enough times, you plant a seed of doubt in their head, and they will, for the first couple of times you do it, they might think, oh, you're going to push in. Then if you don't push in a few times, you push in another time and they might not be ready for it. It's just a bit of cat and mouse. So in that situation, instead of pulling back here, I would have jumped to the quad ledge and gone through and got that health. Because in here you can only get 30 HP, which only puts you on 47, which isn't really enough to come out. However, if you had gone and got that health from the other side first, then teleported through, you'll be almost at full stack.
Yeah, okay.
And if you know that they're not going to push, take both armors. And I'd almost never pull out with that amount of HP. You were lucky to get out as quick as you do. I don't know if it doesn't look like from this trajectory of the rocket that you're going to actually take damage, but it's important that you could have just done that slight change and come out with more stack. So what I always do is, if you're unsure if he's going to push in or whatever, always go to the left-hand side first. If you take those packs on the left-hand side, you're safer from projectiles bouncing in, and also you can keep your eye on the doorway the whole time. So if he makes a drop sound that he's going to push in, you can shoot him. And it's just I just think it's a safer option, always going left. You only get 5 rockets, and there's no health there. But in your case, the health actually appeared after you walked over it. So you actually got the health, but it wasn't up, at least on my view, when you walked past. So the safer option is go left.
Yeah, makes sense.
So in that situation where you sort of know that you're going to take some damage and he's at that hallway, use rockets instead of LG. Because the fact that he's posturing to go back into yellow means that he's probably on low stack. And if you can get a rocket in rather than a burst of LG, you might get more damage. You might even get the kill. And so in that situation, I would use rocket instead of LG.
Yeah, okay.
That was nice. See, here, because he had only just taken that red when you slammed him when he came out before, you should have pushed straight out here and get control of the map again.
Right.
When you're going to wait for them to come out there, always stand against the wall, the same wall as the teleporter, because they've got to turn the furthest amount to be able to get a shot on you. So there's less chance that you'll get it, because he can come out there and you're completely in his peripheral vision. If you're hard up against the wall, you're completely out of their peripheral vision.
Yeah, I think I missed him earlier in the game with that exact same positioning. Like I came through the telly and he was pretty much hugging the wall on the same side of the telly, and I didn't see him and went out. Like,
So when you come out and you're not sure where they are, and it's the same where you're coming out from ammo room and you're not sure where they are above you, you come out and you just shoot a rocket straight down, always. Because if it doesn't matter which part of that area they are in, you came out and you could see that he wasn't in your view at LG, you just come out and you shoot a rocket straight down. And if they're above you, you come out and you shoot a rocket straight up. And you almost always hit them.
so you mean like straight down towards where he would come out from the RA telly?
Yeah, so he was roughly where he is now. And it doesn't matter if he's hiding in any one of those little corners. As you came out from the telly, just directly in the middle of the doorway, you just come out and you just shoot a rocket straight down, which is basically onto that cell pack. And that would have completely been a different result for that fight. But same if you're in his position where he's here and you're at the top and you know that someone's coming out, instead of like coming out far enough to try and angle a shot at them, you just come out and you shoot a rocket directly up, and then you just go straight back into ammo room, and you can take a completely free damage on them basically. And so there, what I like to do is you stand at the back wall, which is to your right on this view, and then you shoot the super nail gun to the other spawn point. And so from that one spot, if you're going to kill in this area, you can shoot the super nail gun. You don't waste any of your rockets or your cells. And the super nail gun does like 18 HP per nail and damage. And you can cover 2 spawn points at once. And by the time they move out of the way, you'll have done 60 or 80 damage, roughly. -2 off each one of those So like
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, so you can do, 54 or 60. Fucking I can't think of what this 54 or 72 HP damage before they can really do anything about it. As long as you don't have the rocket out, and then if you've got the LG, you just finish them off. But that's would have been better, even though you've got fuck all stack. You just do that until you hear the spawn sound. And if it would have been this exact situation, you would have got a free kill.
Yeah, okay.
So that's a bad habit you've got. You always take that rocket and immediately come out. It's in some situations it's good to come out, but if you do it every single time, you've got to mix that up. So if they're going to plant a rocket, if they're shooting grenades, it's really the luck of the draw if you're going to take damage or not coming out. Just hug the left-hand side and pray. But if they've got a rocket and they're shooting rockets rather than grenades, then you want to mix up that time. Even if you just pause for half a second, just to mix it up, just to get their timing off.
Yeah, right.
Now the thing is, you sort of had him trapped there, but you've pushed into here for no reason. You've already got full armor, and he can push out now and trap you back in here. Rocket jumping wasn't necessarily a bad idea, but what you do is you rocket jump and you land at the entrance to yellow, but then strafe straight back to yellow, to the health pack there, and then you can shoot a rocket into him if he comes through, or you can control him in that spot. But you can turn it around from him trying to trap you in top or ammo room from those quad stairs to you controlling him in that spot.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Like, I literally trapped myself here. I remember at the time when I did this, I didn't even... Like, it was a brain fart. I didn't even realise that I didn't need armour until I looked at my stack when I was trying to pick up the yellow and then went, oh, fuck, I actually don't need to be here.
And so you were like holding a direction key or something like that when you spawned? And so you like moved out and you could have got away. He'd already turned around and walked the other way. And you've sort of pushed out and now you're going to die. You should have died.
So you're saying don't press any movement key when I spawn and then immediately jump?
No, you don't. You just let's see what happens with your spawn right here. All right, so you probably were holding backwards. Holding backwards is probably a better thing to do on nearly any spawn on dm4. Because if you want to escape, you need to go backwards pretty much on any spawn. But it's better to just not hold any direction key until you've spawned, so you know exactly what spawn you've got, and then you can decide where to go.
Yeah, right.
So something I've just noticed just this week is most people when they rocket jump, they do it off the side wall, the side of the wall next to the mega, the diagonal shaped wall. Let's see if I can. No, I can't do anything while paused. But if you do it off the back wall, I think they can hear you less. They can't. Maybe it's just that little bit further away that they can't actually hear the rocket. Because I've noticed that I used to always rocket jump off the side wall and have mixed results getting out. And now all of a sudden I've started going off the back wall and I'm getting out every time, like 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah, okay.
And so if you do it even if you're turning around facing the other way, right now it'd be the right corner to your right behind you. That would be even slightly further away from them. We're talking pixels. But it may be the difference between them hearing you or not. I'm not sure. But all I know is back in the day, I remember I used to do it off the back wall and have good success. Then I started doing it off the side wall because you could kind of pick up the rockets, strafe to the right, this is as you're facing the bass wall, strafe to the right, pick up mega, and then off the diagonal corner in sort of one motion.
Yeah.
But now I've just started doing it I like to do something tricky, like come out and shoot a rocket out. So they're not expecting the rocket jump. Then you fast walk straight to the back wall. Then you rocket jump out. And because you because you pop the rocket out first, they're probably going to be sitting there, maybe not spamming, or maybe if they do start spamming, I don't know. I just find it catches people off guard.
Do you like use any timing technique when you're rocket jumping off the wall, or like listening for like pineapple sounds or something, or you just go? Like...
No, but what it is, see where that pine is right on the screen right now?
Yeah.
I try and land my jump right there, because if the grenades are bouncing in, that's where they land. But as soon as they're on the ground, they don't hurt you. They don't connect with you and explode. So if grenades are on the ground, you can walk over the top of them and not take damage. Then, because it's once they've hit the ground after the bounce or the bounces, they don't give damage. So you've got like a split second to walk over the top of them without taking damage.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't even realise that.
And they stop for a split second, and I like to land right where that grenade is now, because that's where they stop. And if you get it right, they're not in the air to hit you. And I find that I hardly ever get bounced back by a grenade when I rocket jump out, and that's the spot I land.
I'll have to practice that.
So you can see he's doing the right thing. You never shoot two grenades in the same spot. You always slightly mix up where they are, so that you're kind of getting like a different effect.
Yeah, you're covering more space.
Yeah. And and if I'm trying to push out, I'll often stand up there. Just, you can see where the explosion's happening right now. Just in the entrance on the right there, you can stand there, and the grenades will bounce around you.
I'm pretty sure, he does that to me this game. Like,
yeah, and if you're shooting the pines in the same spot every time, you are, people can do that to you. They can dodge your pines and get out. But if you mix them up, then they can't.
Yeah, it makes sense. I'm pretty sure he actually does that to me, because I was shooting in the same spot, and he just waltzes out. So he's mixing them up, some in the door, some bouncing back, which is exactly the right thing to do. So in that situation where you hear them come out, what you do is you peek and you shoot the spot where you're standing right now. And that knocks them back into that alcove. Then you pull back, because they'll return a shot. Then you can push out again, and you can just fuck them in that alcove. But this spot here, you hit for this, either the wall right in front of you where your crosshair is now, or on this bit of ground here, and you do it with a peek, so you can strafe left back into cover, and you can often completely fuck them up. But you need to be ready for them to be coming out that red telly. Alright, so you've lost the lead here now, and so you've done what everybody does. I've got to get these frags back, and now you're rushing out. And Miyagi knows how to play this, and he will capitalise on this. And I can see the game going very south for you. I can't remember the result, but I can see the game going very south for you at this point. It does go very south by memory, yes.
Alright. So I actually like that spot to stand, but you just got to stand up one step higher, and and that grenade would have bounced around you, and you can get a clearer shot through that hole you were looking at. Yeah, so probably we're probably going to have 5 minutes of this, four minutes of this continuously going on, but you got to think about it. So you're down by 5 now. 5, you can turn around 5 in 30 seconds on dm4. You really can. And but what it is you've got to be always shotgunning them. I might sound silly, but shotgun does like 24, 25 HP damage. But you just think, all right, I'm going to get every shot you can get. Just get a cheeky shot here, cheeky shot there, and you might not kill them this life, but the next time you spawn, you might get them a little bit closer and a little bit closer. But definitely get the yellow at the top teleporter, and you've got to think to yourself, all right, I need to slow this game right down, and you need to stop the pace, because right now the pace is, I need to catch up these frags, and he's just like, feed me your fucking frags. Yeah, that's exactly what you're doing. So you need to get the super shotgun. If he's the type of person, and he is, that will just sit there and not push into ammo room, pick up all the ammo. because if he's low on ammo, then he can't pick it up. And what it is you want to avoid giving away a frag at any possibility. So if you've got an armor, you can come out, shoot him with a shotgun, maybe get a bit more health. Shoot him with a point blank super shotgun. I think is 55 damage, and a lot of people hold this main room, me included, with less than 55 HP left. So if you're constantly just giving them a couple boomsticks here and there, it might seem like the impossible task to kill them, but you can, with some precise shotgunning, you can turn this around. Now I'm looking at the health meter on his screen. I'm not sure what this means. If he means he's really low on health, or does it mean he's completely stacked?
I think he's completely stacked.
Okay.
That's how I'm reading it.
Yeah, he's completely stacked. That was unfortunate. I actually like doing that. I'd like to sneak out and get that LG, and just push straight through, stack back up, and just if you manage to steal an LG, you just do whatever you can to hold on to it. For one, you're slowing down the game. Still, if you've got like a shotgun shot that you can put on him here or there, every bit of damage counts. And just go back into ammo room, get the health, get this armor here, get yourself back up to 100, and you'll find that if you have a lot of cat and mousing, you can get the possibility to take him in a fight.
So then, in that cat and mouse scenario, should I be trying to do like peeking and hitting with the shotgun, or
so like because if you stand right in the corner next to the bottom of the stairs, if they're standing at the top or at LG, you can often just see them, just a little bit of them, and the shotgun will do damage at any range, just a little bit. But if you just do a couple of shots on them and they can't see you, for example, their first instinct is to run. If they're low, and so the idea is to just keep annoying them doing it, and if you've got a good shotgun, I will, even if just say they're in top tally or bottom or in ammo room, and they kill me, and I spawn where he's standing right now, I will wait for them to come out of this room just so I can shotgun them just once, mostly as an annoyance thing, like it pisses them off.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, if they've got speed, you can stop them dead with a shotgun. And that's the thing. You can just do that little bit. It gets on their nerves. And if you keep doing it, it'll bother them. And they'll eventually fuck up. Because really, not enough people use the smaller weapons in this game when they can be quite effective. Super nail gun on this map is one of my primary weapons. If I want to hold this main room, I don't even need a rocket launcher. I just need an LG, grenade launcher, and a super nail gun. And I can pretty much hold anyone out of this room. And nails are everywhere. Look, there's some nails on your screen right now. Every time you go through any cycle of the map, you're getting free nails. There's nails at yellow armor, upper and lower. There's in the quad room, there's nails there. There's nails here, and there's nails in ammo room below you. Literally the only room that doesn't have nails in it on this map is Mega Health. But even the bottom teleporter coming out of red, there's a nail gun there, gives you nails. So right now what you want to be doing is getting stacked up so that you can possibly take him. But you actually missed the LG, so it was a hypothetical situation that I was referring to.
Yeah, gotcha.
So in that situation, you know that he's going to beat you to that, and this is the perfect spot for the shotgun actually. You know that he's going to beat you to the opposite entrance to yellow. So what you do is you stay there, but out of view so you can strafe back into this room here. You shoot him with a shotgun a couple of times, and because they're not looking, they're not expecting for you to stand there and try and trade with them with a shotgun. If they don't have a big stack, and he's got a big stack, if they don't, they will retreat very quickly. Then you can come out and get the shaft. But and if you take a bit of damage doing it, then there's health here. And I just, if you've got the lead, there's actually no reason to come out of this room at all. You take the shotgun. Sorry, you give them a bit of shotgun damage. If they fire back and stay there, then you know they've got a big stack. So you can just wait for the health, pick up the health, and do it again. And then if it really comes down that you know that they're going to push, you stand as close to this teleporter as you can, facing the entrance to this room. As they come around the corner, and this is key, you shotgun them because they will rocket jump over or do something like that to come fast. And you then hold backwards to go through the teleporter, and you keep holding backwards. And because you will have slowed them down just that little bit with a shotgun, it means they won't telefrag you, and you can then pull backwards through the teleporter, drop down an LG, quickly go through the LG teleporter, and then get the green to go up to the top. And then all of a sudden you went from being trapped to having an LG. And it's an awesome move. I use it on people all the time. And unless they jump across and then shoot a rocket back, it works every time.
Yeah, it sounds like something I need to practice as well.
But he's just now. He knew where you're going. You're dead.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's good. You listen to see if he rocket jumps up. If he doesn't, you can nearly always get this. It's a little bit of cat and mouse to try and avoid rockets from him now. If he was smart, he would have rocket jumped up. But then you just have to be ready to pin him to the fucking roof if he rocket jumps. That is the main thing. And then what people try and do now is they will often go through the teleporter or try and jump to the quad ledge now. What the best bet to do is get this green and go straight into ammo room from here. Because the fact that he doesn't rocket jump up, maybe he's low on rockets, and then you can catch him as he comes down the stairs. Or if he goes out to the main room, you can just then play cat and mouse on those back stairs, but you've now got an LG.
Yeah, okay.
So in this position here, you should have gone straight into the teleporter, straight into that archway where you're headed, because this is not going to end well for you.
Yeah.
And you're holding a direction there still. So that slowed you getting off the spawn, and you'll die here too. That's good. That's what you do. Then you get this green, and what I like to do is sometimes come out and try and pin them from the bottom, or just double teleport. So he thinks that you're trying to push out of the teleporter, but then double teleport and immediately come back here. And often you'll see him looking into the top telly from the ledge up here. You just pin him straight to the roof. But don't push out, because he knows you're there.
Yeah, I think he did that double telly to me early, and he slipped through and got the RL at the Mega.
Yeah, so he's done the wrong thing here. Always pick up your opponent's packs, because you've now got an LG.
Yep.
But don't push out here. Going back in through that teleporter, get an armor, get a health. Just avoid giving away frags. You've got 3 health packs below you. Just whatever you do, don't give up this LG. Like that. And in this situation, what I'd do is go for the pack instead of the rocket launcher. Because what people do is they time you coming out that door based on when they hear you pick up the rocket launcher. But if you pick up the pack instead, you can often slip out.
Oh yeah, and it's likely going to have a rocket launcher anyway.
That's why I always stand on the right-hand side rather than the left-hand side when you come out. Because as you can see, all the grenades bounced off the right,
yep,
then smashed into you on the left. If you were standing on the left, you could have walked through all of those pints. That's exactly what I would do. If you hear them rocket jump, I would come out if I wasn't in the lead. If I was in the lead, I would actually wait for them in red and make them take a rocket in order to get a rocket on me. So here, what I like to do is if you want to take this fight to get out, when you come out of the teleporter, actually pull back into the corner behind you to the right, behind you and to your right. Because there, if you stand next to the teleporter there, you can immediately go back in, but you've got more chance to see if stuff is coming through the doorway at you. So right then you came out and you went right, instead of what you do is you face right but go left, so move backwards left, if that makes sense. And
yeah,
then,
okay.
Then you've got time to see if something's coming, and if it's a grenade, you can often just dodge it and come out, but coming out like you did, you kind of fucked here.
Yeah, I did that I recall in this game, I was eating a lot of his grenades coming out of that telly, and it sounds like it was a positioning thing.
You got to often just wait and listen to see if they're going. You were kind of lucky that the second 2 grenades missed you there, and you came out and got a direct hit on him. Now you've got position and probably about equal stack, I'm guessing. You've got a bigger stack, actually. You should win this, but we'll see. Yeah, exactly. So now there's an interesting thing. You're down by 11. There's bit over 3 minutes left to go. He's already got such a lead that he's actually now just going to rush out. And often people just keep going with the flow. He'll start going fast. You were going fast for a bit. What you need to do now is you need to set the pace and slow the game right down at this point. Because if you slow the game down, people will often forget how much of a lead they've got. And you can very quickly bring that amount of frags back. And he's rushing out. It was at least one. He's sort of playing cat and mouse. He's sort of playing cat and mouse now. You can bring this back in this amount of time. You just got to keep control of that main room. If you don't know where they are, just wait. Because you went in here looking for him, and he snuck out of ammo room. Free LG.
Yeah.
You should have, when you went through that teleporter then, immediately spun around. And what you can do is you can go through that teleporter and pull into the corner, which is out of this doorway to the right. And because they're always shooting into the doorway for splash, you pull back into that little spot, get some shots, and then you can go back into the doorway. Because you would have been in a more favourable position to take that shot.
Yeah, I've seen people do that against me. I know what you're saying.
So in that situation, always jump to super nail gun. They're going to hit you if you go close to that entrance, but very rarely will they shoot a rocket up on the wall in between green armor and the super nail gun, which is where you shoot to drop someone if they try that jump. If you always jump that quick enough, you can always get away, and then that way you're still in control because he can now push into the main room and take control, which he may do. Yeah, he did. So if you instead of going through that teleporter, as soon as you went through that teleporter, Miyagi knows how to play dm4. He will come out and take control, and so this is a perfect view. So right below where your health is at 57, that's sort of where you're trying to walk. He hit you with a splash. You went through the teleporter. What you should have done is just jump straight from that little quad lip, green lip. Yep. And some people get worried because in between where Miyagi is now and the super nail gun, that's another spam spot you can put to hit people who jump there. If you miss them shooting in between the green and the super nail gun, you can shoot there so they can't make the second jump. But what you do is if you stand on that little lip, you can just jump back to green. And you can essentially move between those 2 points until it's safe to go up to the quad stairs without taking too much damage and still maintaining control. It's awkward doing those jumps, but if you just do them every time, they just become second nature.
Yeah, right, okay.
Sorry, I just had to put the... I always forget to turn my game sounds down a bit when I'm streaming. Sorry, it's so loud. I'll turn it down now.
No, you're right, because I was muted, so I haven't been hearing any of the game sounds.
So when you come out there, you had the right idea. You shoot up, but you shoot up vertically. And what it is if you shoot up as soon as you come out, it should land the rocket at the entrance to the yellow armor, which is where they're standing when they control
Right.
this. So you go out and you sort of look directly up and turn left a little bit, and you can really nail that rocket into that entrance every time. It's a shot worth practicing. You just come out, hit that shot, and you nearly always hit them.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks for the host, Lord Lame. You are probably the best candidate in the world for some teachings of mine on dm4, because you know how badly I rimmed you on dm4 when I was in Europe last. So if you want me to give you some pointers, maybe one of the games where I beat you by 30 frags on dm4 when I was in Europe last, maybe give me one of those demos and I'll show you where you went wrong, buddy.
Nice shameless plug there.
Lord Lame is a legend. He and I played heaps of games when I was there in Europe. I did mostly get the better of him. That is a fact. Apparently he's really good at dm4. I just don't, nowadays, but I just don't see it.
Yeah, so one thing I know I struggle with is shooting at the RA telly, like where they come out. Like where's the best spot to aim for there?
Right where you're looking now.
Yeah, okay.
Even between the two holes.
Yeah, okay.
Because if they come out fast, then if you shoot back in onto the plate, then you're going to miss them, and you'll actually propel them out of there and into safety. So you want to, even if you give them less damage, but stop them there. That's the goal.
Yeah, okay.
So from where you're standing here, you can actually bounce the grenades off the quad stairs platform back underneath where he is right now.
Oh, yeah, off that little lip thing, yeah.
Yeah, that's it's off the edge of the platform, not on the wall below it.
Yeah.
It's hard to judge it, but learn it, and you do it directly in the middle so it doesn't fall in the holes. And it's a great maneuver that they never expect. Usually and it also means that if you shoot the grenades under there, they think that you've transitioned over to that side of the exit of top telly. So they're going to come out thinking that you're to their left when you're actually to their right.
Yeah.
You actually tried to do it just then, which is funny that I just mentioned it.
Yeah, I'm definitely not consistent at that.
In that situation, from underneath, LG is what you want to do.
Okay. I guess it's just easier to get the direct cells on him than a rocket.
It's just because you can pin them, and essentially, because you're throwing them upwards and backwards, they will have a harder time aiming at you.
Yeah, okay.
So it's they probably will want to hit you with more damage. But if you pin them right, then yeah, it's not a problem.
Yeah, cool, okay.
Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to do the dm4 jump.
Yep, sweet.
Alright, so now that I'm having to do it on stream, I probably won't be able to do it, but I've managed to get it. I've probably got 75% accuracy. So, alright, so what you want to do is you want to get yourself in this corner, but you need to back in looking at that corner in an angle, roughly that angle. It's like, think of this as 0 degrees.
Yep.
On a compass, that is 45 degrees.
Yep.
You need to pull in, and you need to pull back in hard. So you think you start at 0, turn 45 degrees, pull in hard, and you really got to hold yourself in there for a bit. Then you turn 45 degrees to the left, jump and press forward. You really need to pull in. So maybe actually turn a little bit further. Turn about here. And you get caught like that. See that?
Oh, yeah.
So it's just that bug. You can do it on any curve like that. So turn a bit further, so about here. So think of that as maybe 50 degrees. So 50 degrees, pull in, turn back to 0, jump, and then press forward at the peak of your jump.
Okay, that's probably what I wasn't doing, was pressing forward. Yeah, okay.
Now I can't do it. All right.
So is this the same bug for the jump at the top of DM6 where you can do a similar thing?
No.
No, okay.
Right, so now that I'm so then when you feel that it's holding you in a slide, you then need to turn right slightly at the degrees I'm looking at now. So that's like 20, 30 degrees, and then tap right strafe.
Okay.
And the whole thing of it, you just got to get really hard into the corner. If you hold it too long before you tap out, you make a crunch sound, and then they know what you're up to. Okay, so it's a much bigger angle. You got to do it. So I've got all my graphics turned on. So maybe line it up here.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Alright, so that's one way. The other way is you pull in, you face this way, you jump and left strafe, and then you turn right and tap left strafe into the right strafe. Same shit, but you can actually do it anywhere. Anywhere where there's a curve like this, you can actually do it. Literally anywhere.
Yeah, right.
Now, DM6 is different. So it can be done on any of these. It's probably better doing it this side because...
Yeah, that's the one I've seen people do it on the most.
Yeah, so what you do is you want to do your acceleration jump like this, but you do it into the pole, and you slide up. And by sliding up and just releasing when you get to the top, you slide up, let go, and when you drop, you make a sound. It's that easy.
Ah, okay, right.
And I used to do weird turning like that, but you don't. If you just get full speed with an acceleration jump, you'll make it. You'll make the sound.
Yeah, cool.
But that's it.
Oh, that one's easier. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And there was another fake drop sound. I figured out the other day. I don't know how useful it will be. But so if someone's waiting here, I can't remember which one of these it was. If you jump here, you hit that. But if you jump off the angle, you can make a drop sound.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But you have to be not underneath that. Because there's a fake ramp here. You can see there's some sort of clipping going on.
Yeah, yeah.
But you can't jump off the clipping. Oh, you can. So you just... But I find if you jump off the corner of here and go up here, but you're still kind of in the view of the red, so I don't know how useful it's going to be. Maybe here it might be useful. If you know they're camping mega or something. You might be able to bait them out or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know this map well enough. Would that be that they think you're dropping out of like the YA spawn, or?
Well, the thing is the way you control this map, you've got a yellow here and a red here. You really can just cycle through. Now, also, if you're standing covering these three areas, there's almost 100% chance that they are below you here. It's a long corridor. This goes through the red.
Oh, yeah, okay.
See, goes through the red. It's just like a circle. Now this goes to yellow, which is just here in comparison to red. Now, if you hear them underneath you, If they're jumping that way, then they're going to come out here. If they're jumping that way down the tunnel, which is directly below where you are right now, so it's easy,
gotcha.
to tell. If they're going that way, that you get either hear them teleport to there, which is here. So you hear them running down this way, and they're either going to go through there or go up the stairs. If you hear them teleport, you know that they're going to come here. If you don't hear them teleport, they're coming up these stairs right here. And so if you were to maybe do a sound like that, then maybe they'll push to red, and you can catch them off guard or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
All right, I have to go anyway.
No, that's cool.
I hope this is informative. All right, I'll catch you later.
Yeah, sure. Thanks very much, dude.
Ciao.